What's up, guys?
What have you done, Kyle, to kind of compensate or help compensate for all the losses and all the guys who aren't able to practice?
We haven't been able to go threes as much when those guys are out because the twos are kind of threes. So we've had on unscripted periods where coaches can't really plan out the substitutions and stuff. We just take one group off of it. So that's been the only difference.
Were you going to go shells today regardless?
Yeah, that was the plan all along. And that had nothing to do with our injuries. That just has to do with having to get on a plane right now and things like that.
You're going to be leaving a lot of guys back here to train or rehab all week.
No, we're going to bring everyone with us. We're going for so long. And also we got 90 people, so we got to bring so many of our training staff with us for them. So there's just not enough guys we'd want to leave back. So we're just bringing everyone.
How much value do you find in those joint practices?
I find a lot, you know. Yeah, I think it can depend on your team. It can depend on your schemes. But, you know, we're very sick of going against the same scheme every day. It would be nice to go against something else, you know, offensively and defensively. And it gives you two practices where you can go against different stuff, which prepares all your players for what they're going to see during the year. And just the monotony of camp. It's good to change it up.
Is the plan for Sherman going forward similar to what happened today? Get some reps in 11s and get subbed out again?
Yeah, we'll see. It's, you know, we talked to him a lot about that, and we go with the doctors. You know, he knows his body pretty well. We're trying to ease him in. He wanted to get a few reps today in team and stuff where, you know, we kind of had an idea what plays they were and stuff, and he could just mirror his feet and get a little bit of competition. But we're still taking it very slowly with him. We'll reassess that, how we feel when we go against another team.
Is that in your scheme? With the new helmet rule, we've now seen it implemented a couple of times. Do you feel like your scheme has an advantage now that the safeties are kind of having to play a bit more pensively?
I mean, I don't really know. You know, we'll see what that rule is and how it ends up playing out. I think we're all still trying to wait and see how to adjust to it. And once we do get a consistent feeling of it, there's going to be huge advantages to both sides. But I think to all schemes. So we'll see.
Do you do anything as far as the running back situation to compensate for, you know, the three guys who aren't out there?
Yeah, we're bringing Alfred Morris in tomorrow. We're going to bring him up to Houston, so he's got to pass a physical, and we'll be able to look at him there. But I'm assuming everything will go all right, and hopefully we'll get him in practice for us out in Houston.
He obviously played for you before, Kyle. What do you like about him?
You know, Alf did a great job for us for the 2 years I was with him. You know, it's not flashy, but he runs extremely hard. He's very reliable. He's always been able to, you know, you block it for 0, he usually can get at least 1. So he's a hard-nosed runner. You can keep handing the ball off to, who is very reliable.
This is a guy who has had a good career. What assurances do you give him? I mean, he's not going to come here with just, I'm going to be here for a few days until people get healthy. What have you said to him as far as his ability to make this team?
I might have just told him I waited so long to invite him because I wouldn't invite him unless I believed he had the chance to make a team. And I do believe he has the chance to make the team here. And that's all Alf wants. He wants a chance to compete. And I think with some of these injuries that we've had, now he does have a chance to compete. So he's getting in late, but we'll see how he does over these next few weeks. And, you know, if he's running the same way he always has, he'll have a chance.
Is Joe going to be back? Joe Williams, is he going to be back with you guys?
Yeah, he plans on meeting us out there.
On Wednesday?
Yeah, I believe he gets in Tuesday, and he'll be there for practice. The players are having Tuesday off, and you got to give them 1 day off every 7 days, so it falls tomorrow.
Do these injuries change anything with these joint practices? Obviously, going against yourselves, it's a bit easier to control the environment.
Yeah, it does a little. I mean, you know, once, you know, you like to have 3 deep at every position, and, you know, in camps you have 4 a lot of times, and just once you start losing those guys, it adds a lot on another person. And once you see a guy having to take reps with the 2s and reps with the 3s, you know, it's just a matter of time before that guy gets hurt. So those are the things you got to pay attention to. You can get away with it for a little bit, and, you know, you're going to put a lot on a guy, but eventually once you see it's too much, you got to stop the drill and just move on. It's not worth it.
Where's Alfred coming in from?
I think Texas.
John talked in the offseason about doing some research into, you know, all the injuries you guys had last year and see if there are things you could do to prevent that. Is there anything that you can point to? Is there any sort of theme with these injuries, and could any of them have maybe been prevented, or is it all just kind of a freak football?
I don't know. Yeah, you can go through each one. You know, Kittle falling on his arm awkwardly and separating his shoulder, could be prevented by not having them run the route. Guys getting concussions can be in games can be prevented from them not tackling people, I guess.
What about the soft tissue injuries in particular?
Soft tissue injuries, yeah, they can be prevented by having them not do anything, and sit there and just not get hurt. And then it'll happen in week 1 to me. So it's just part of it. I think we are pretty smart with what we do. There's a fine line, a very fine line. Like if a player's complaining about being tight, we can sit there and shut them down. And then every single person who ever complains about being tight, you can shut down and then ask a group of 90 people in training camp to raise their hands on who's tight. 90 people will raise their hand. But the last thing I want to do is a player who knows it's tighter than usual and he's about to do something to go in. And that's a responsibility on his position coach to know that, our trainer to know that, myself to know that, and the player to know that. And that's why guys have to communicate. But you got a lot of guys who, we can go out if we're tight. All right, well, 30 of them are out, and now you got 10 guys who are battling, and those guys get hurt. So it's football. It's everywhere around the league. It's camp. You got to work hard to prepare hard, and I think for the most part, most of our injuries are something that is extremely hard to control.
How's Jarek feeling a day later?
I think everyone gets a little worried when it's by your knee. But yesterday he said it didn't hurt that bad, so he wasn't that worried. But anything that's a high calf deal, no one realizes your calf goes that high. So I think he was worried about it just where it was. And then once he got the assurance it was his calf, it made sense I didn't have that much pain. And I think he felt much better today. I think he's frustrated he can't get that work and stuff that he needs and we all need till week 1. But at least he feels good. They'll be ready for week 1.
Yeah, he was talking earlier in camp how it was hard initially for him to pick up the playbook. Do you feel like now he's got enough grasp of it where if he has to go in week 1 without any other practice, he's ready to go?
Yeah, he knows the playbook and stuff, and it's just, other things that you want to get him prepared for, which the more reps you get, the better you get at it, the different looks you can give, prepared to go against a lot of cover 3. We're going to see other things besides cover 3. So it's just how we work those as it goes. It's disappointing he doesn't get this week versus Houston, which is totally different coverages. We'll try to get those when we card him versus our scout team D when he gets back, but that's part of what we deal with.
Will Alfred be able to just step in, or are there nuances or big changes from what he's used to in your former playbook?
No, there's not big changes, and it's not that tough for a back. They got to set their track the right way, and you hand it off to them and go run. We have a way that we coach guys and stuff, but it's everyone. When you're away from something, it's going to take him time. He is going to be rusty with that stuff, but he'll get the hang of it, get his tracks consistent, and run hard.
You work him out this spring at all?
No.
Couple more? All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.